Guys, so as you guys can see from the title, today I will be reviewing the Born to Glow Hey guys, so as you guys can see by the title, today I will be reviewing the Born to Glow concealer, and your girl is low-key, high-key hype right now because let me tell y'all something. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this officially came out during the summer, I honestly don't remember, but I remember picking this up during the summer, and the Born to Glow foundation was like my go-to, and I mean my go-to foundation. Like, this foundation is probably like one of my favorite foundations of the summer. I actually need to go back to Ulta and pick this up a shade lighter just because this is my summer shade. But ever since then, like, once I heard about the concealer, I was like, yo, I have to go out and cop this drawn. So I don't know, like, to me, I feel like out of all the makeup brands that I've been using lately, I've definitely been in love with NYX for like ever. Like, I don't know, whenever I get NYX whatever, I'm always happy with it. So basically today I'm just going to be testing this out, seeing how it is. This is actually going to be my first time actually using this, so I'm really excited. Before I get into the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl down below. And yeah, let's get started. So of course, to start everything off, I'm just going to be using the Monistat Chafing Relief Gel, and that's what that looks like. I have to make a whole separate video about this because it's not technically a primer, as you guys can clearly see. But I don't know about y'all, but this is a really good primer for your face. Like, I don't know, like, to me, this doesn't break me out. Apparently, it's a really good dupe for the Smashbox primer, which I haven't personally used myself, but the past couple of times I've been doing my makeup, this has had my makeup looking flawless all day, just saying. Then moving on to foundation, I'm just going to be using the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation from NYX Cosmetics as well. Alright, so now for the reason why you probably clicked on this video in the first place, to the concealer. Now, I do know that, like the foundation, it is a very like dewy slash like, it's kind of like NYX dipped some highlighter into the foundation and like mixed it together. At least that's what I think about it when I think about the Born to Glow foundation, so I'm guessing the concealer is the same way. Now, I will say I'm really hoping and praying that this concealer shade is a good shade because of the simple fact that when I went to Ulta, you know how Ulta basically got testers for everything? Why do they not have testers for each and every concealer? Like, the one concealer they had a tester for that I would say matched the most was like 12.7, but 12.7 was still just a little bit too light for my liking. Now again, people like their concealer shades different colors sometimes. I don't like it to be too different than my foundation shade. I like it to be one shade lighter and that is it. So again, that's up to your preference, but I grabbed 13 because I was thinking 13 was going to be good enough, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I did swatch it on my hand once I got home and it does look okay, but we all know just because it swatches on your hand and it looks okay does not mean it's going to be good for the rest of your face. So hopefully I won't have to scrap this video and go buy another one. Keeping my fingers crossed, but basically this is what the applicator looks like. And I actually like it. It kind of reminds me of how Makeup Revolution's concealer applicator is, so I don't mind it at all. But yeah, so basically you just squeeze a little bit out and then you just apply it the way you would apply a regular concealer, of course. Alright, so now I'm basically just going to apply my concealer like I usually do. So I'm just going to squirt this up a little bit and then apply. So far so good. I think I did good with my concealer shade, so I'm happy about that. I will say though, you do get a decent amount of product per squeeze, I guess you would call it. Like, I feel like I maybe put just a little too much concealer on because I don't like a whole bunch of product on my face. I like your skin but better type of makeup, but I absolutely love the way it applies. Like, So far so good. So far so good, but it's not like you gotta squeeze the crap out of it for you to get product out, so that's really good. And again, I feel like a little is gonna go a long way with this concealer, so I feel like I low-key put a little bit too much, but we will see. I also wanted to talk about, I was surprised how tiny it looks. Like, I don't know, it looks really tiny to me. Yeah, so like I briefly mentioned earlier, I did pick up the shade 13, which is also called Golden, which is kind of funny because in the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, I'm in the shade Golden too, so I don't know if that has something to do with each other. I don't know, but I just found that kind of funny. But yeah, so I feel like this is a really good concealer shade for me. Again, I don't like it to be looking a little too crazy. And I'm, of course, as I'm talking, I'm just letting the concealer dry down just a tad bit, just because I want to get a little bit more coverage than I would usually get off of a concealer. Now, granted, I do this with every single concealer that I use. And now that it's dried down a little bit, I'm basically just going to blend everything in like I usually do. And I'm going to save my under eyes for last, just because that's the part that I want to get the most coverage out of. There we go. That's the word for it. I feel like my whole face just looks crazy weird right now, but not because of the concealer, but because of the fact that my eyes are basically naked. I'm always used to jumping on camera and doing my eyes first and then the rest of my face, but trying to ignore that because it's making me think I look a hot mess, which I kind of do as of now before I do everything else. But as of now, I like the way everything's looking. I like how it's set. The coverage on this foundation, the coverage on this concealer is crazy to me. Like, the coverage is really good because, I mean, sometimes I use the orange color corrector and sometimes I don't. It depends if A, I feel like doing an extra step, or B, if I'm even able to find it, because half the time I be losing my makeup. But looking at my under eyes right now, it did cover up my under eyes extremely well. Like, it did a really good job with covering up my under eyes, so I'm really impressed with that. So far so good with that. I also did want to mention, for some of you guys that aren't familiar with this foundation, this is a matte finish foundation. Like, this is like a mattifying foundation, where of course the Born to Glow is more of like a dewy type concealer. So I feel like it definitely has a nice balance of like matte and dewy on my face at the same time. I personally like to mix like dewy concealers with matte foundations, or I'll just do a dewy foundation and a dewy concealer. But so far so good, especially because, like, again, as I'm talking, the makeup's kind of like settling in my face and it's getting like more blended, I guess you would call it. And again, it looks really good. Like, so far so good. And I ain't even said anything yet. Like, so now of course I have to go and set that concealer, and I'm just going to be using the Sacha Buttercup baking powder, or setting powder. Yeah, setting powder. And I like to use the Buttercup Light. If you get like the regular schmegler Buttercup, is going to be more of like a golden shade. Now, I did have that one as well during the summer, and I do highly recommend it if your skin tone's darker than mine. I feel like if you're like my shade or lighter, going for the light one would be a little bit better, just because, especially when I was transitioning from like my tan to like now my winter color, the golden was just a little bit too dark. Ooh, okay, this is too much. I don't like putting all this powder underneath my eyes. Some people, I don't know what the heck just happened. Did I pick up? I think I picked up way more product than I thought I did. I don't freaking know. I don't know. But anyways, I do not like baking. Ever since I started getting into makeup, I don't bake under my under eyes at all. I literally just put some on and just wipe it off like so. I personally don't care to bake at all. I feel like it dries out my under eyes and it makes me look a hot mess. So I personally don't like baking. I love this powder to death, but this powder is messy. Okay, now I am gonna put a tiny amount like right in here and let it sit there, just because I'm gonna do a quick eyeshadow look to kind of finish my face together, because the fact that I'm doing this semi backwards is bothering the crap out of me. Like, my makeup looks good, but it's still bothering me because I'm used to having my eyes done. So I'm gonna quick go and do a quick little eyeshadow look on my eyes. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the finished makeup look. Nothing too crazy, nothing extra, just because this video is supposed to be focused on the concealer. I will say I do love the way the concealer applied. I loved how a little definitely goes a long way when it does come to this concealer. Because again, in the beginning of the video, I was thrown off by how small this concealer is, but honestly, I don't know. I like it. I will say I absolutely love the way the concealer applies. Like, I love the applicator. A little definitely goes a long way. Like, guys, like, my dark circles are basically eliminated, and I didn't even color correct underneath my eyes. So that is very, very, very... Anyways, that's very, 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 very good, because that's just one less step that I have to worry about doing when I do my makeup. Like, I like to do my makeup cute, but also not take like a whole 2-3 hours just to do it. So yeah, so all in all, I will say I do recommend this concealer. It's nice. It's not dewy to the point where it's overpowering, especially after you put some powder on it. So I will say that again. I forget what I was gonna say, but long story short, I recommend getting this concealer. Regardless of what concealer I put on my face, I always get creasing. The creasing on this concealer isn't crazy at all. I won't, like, it's kind of like your average concealer, honestly, when it comes to the creasing. Like I said, the most thing I'm impressed with is the applicator and how well it actually does conceal and hide my dark circles. Those are basically the two big takeaways that I have from this concealer. I definitely am going to be using this as part of like my regular schmegular filming slash like everyday concealer as of now. I do need to buy some new makeup just because like the past couple videos I've been using the same products, and that's a no-no. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to give your girl a big thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to your girl for more videos. And if there's any products in particular that you guys want me to try out that are affordable, just throwing that out there. But if there's anything you guys are curious for me to try and test out, definitely let me know down in the comments as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will definitely see you guys in my next one.